Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So for today, there is no insights, no downloads yet. I laid out some decks last week that Spirit kind of like paired together, and this was an unlikely pairing. When I look at it, I'm like, actually, it's not an unlikely pairing, but it was an unlikely pairing that I wanted to use. And so we have, the first one I felt drawn to was the Flower of Life. And then I was drawn to the Vintage Oracle. Oh, that's interesting. I find that like clothes or how you dress and the only, okay, if I were to describe my style in a nutshell is like I don't really have style. I base it off of colors and textures and feels, things like that. And so, yeah, like I said, I put out these cards a week ago and just as I kind of come in, I've been doing a reading each day. So I didn't intend to wear this color, but I find that's kind of the vibe of what went through. Here we have the same colors. It's more of like the pinkish love burgundy part of it. So that's like the first insight I'm seeing is just the message is you don't have to try to force things. I thought this was an unlikely pairing. I didn't think that I would, this is the only pairing that when I picked them out, I had no feel to it, right? The other ones would be like, well, I did these ones because they're my favorite, or I did this one because, what else do we have? Oh, I was drawn because of this vision they gave me. For these ones, I felt nothing. But now that I sit down, at that time, I was like, well, I'm grossly unprepared for that one. But now that I sit down and I look and I'm like, oh, like actually I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing in the right energy. So I feel like that's the first insight to kind of come through is don't try to force things, that in the right place at the right time, you will be in the right energy. As long as you just keep honoring your body and following spirit, there's no need to worry about needing to know. So what did we get? We had, this was in reverse, but we had protection in reverse. I'm hearing, okay, this one doesn't want to go back in. So it is balance. And then one more wants to come out and this one with it. This third one as well, I don't know. Okay. So we have a little pile that came out, but then these two. Let's put these ones downwards. And so we have Guardian Angel with gentleness. So something to do with, oh, look, you're looking for protection. You don't need that protection because you have your Guardian Angel. They're out there balancing the scales with this, I'm hearing act. This whole balancing act, but why is it an act? Okay. It's an act because this is balanced, right? We have two partnerships, the dark side, the light side, the masculine, the feminine. But over here, I'm seeing three. What about this three? I'm hearing three's a crowd, and that's actually that's the energy I'm getting. Three's a crowd. I don't know if this is like a third party type situation or it just seems like there's something of interference. I don't know. Let's see what these two cards are. Yeah, because that's what I'm getting. The reason why you aren't in protection, everything's balanced, everything's working out as that beginning message. Trust that you will be in the right energy when it's time to shift or transform or do whatever it is that this needs to be done. So how can we balance this? Okay, as I'm laying out the cards, I'm noticing that, let me look it through the deck first. Okay. So there's three colors within this deck. There's blue, there's like a slate blue, a dark green, and a purple. But mostly what we have here is we have the slate kind of color, and I'm hearing, like, this is what I'm seeing, and I'm hearing like wipe the slate clean when it comes to whatever this is. It should be balanced. Like, this is what your energy and everything should be, and it's not. There's something to do with two are equally yoked, and then there's this other one. Something to do with this other one is what these cards want to talk about. So we have strength, and on there is like this almost half naked woman kind of thing who's shining like a star. I'm seeing dragonflies in the background, which, like, a butterfly's transformation. No, a butterfly is metamorphosis type energy, whereas a dragonfly is more transformation. Butterfly is like a slow change. I'm seeing transformation be a little bit more quick and drastic. Oh, and then we have this choice. So that's what I'm really picking up, is in this balanced act, things are very protected. But I feel like somebody, their angels and their guides are kind of like telling you, look at her, she looks a little bit suspicious. It's like something about all these things up in the air isn't right. This isn't balanced, right? It was in reverse. So I am picking up a third party situation in this card. And third party could be, like, the first thing we think of is like someone who has a choice. They need to make a choice between two women. And that's the main one that's coming through on this. Like, third party could also be like friends and family that influence outside decisions. Could be a job, could be religious factors, could be like a numerous amount of whatever it is. But in this one, especially with like this star card, no, it's the strength card, but up here it says star. And especially with it trying to be like so thirsty, it's almost like a look at me, look at me. Oh, and at the beginning of this, I was talking about clothes and how it's like that reddish kind of color is coming through. And I said I never knew what was really going to come through in this, but trust that in the time you will be in the right energy. So you working with your guides, when you look at the guardian angel, there is a little bit of that red kind of coming through. And in this choice one, there's only one bird. So I do feel like somebody is in this thing, and they're a gentle soul. And the one that should kind of help bring the balance. Let me see a little bit something in this balance. Okay, so in the balance card, I see ballerina. And this ballerina is a very, very gentle energy. And she doesn't, and I get, let's take the feminine energy. I'm not getting more like, right, mother, maiden, crone. I'm not getting like crone energy at all. I'm getting more of like the maiden energy. A little bit of naivety. And for some reason I said titty. But there's this naked one. So I do feel like there is this like very seductive type energy that there's one who goes about things in like a classy, classical way, right? Ballet and classical music kind of go together. And then I do get this other one that's just out there. And this is the one, right? There is two that are matched, but there's like one that's trying to like pull one's attention away. And it's really bringing mental confusion within you. And the choice I see in the end of this, it's like whoever this person who has the third party option, because the reading I get from this isn't quite that you have a third party. Maybe some people do. Maybe that's your energy. Fit the story where it's meant to be. But mostly what I get on collective energy is on the receiving side. You're the gentle one who has been just a little bit confused a bit that you are in a partnership with someone and this person's like, oh no, like I love you, like I would never go for someone else outside of this relationship, this means so much to me. And there's just this weird doubt, weird something that just keeps pulling you there. Like I feel like on the outside they show up and they do their duties, right? Like, I'm gonna be home at this time, I'm gonna do this and this. But there is some spirit showing some like wiggle room where they have time to meet this other energy, where they can entertain different multiple choices. And that's why things aren't balanced in this protective energy. What I feel from this is like real balance of the light and dark. I don't feel that one's almost like high priestess energy. This is like high priestess, kind of the crone energy. When I see the crone's like, I'm not going to put up with this stuff. Like, that's not right. This should be this, it's like speaking your mind. The older you get, you say things because you've just lived so much life that you're like, there's too much time wasted worrying about the little mental games that people play. So you just sharpshooter kind of thing. And that's more what I get with the protective. So a guide that I like working with is Sekhmet, and she's pretty much like a war god, but she's hanging out right there. It's like of a motherly, loving energy, but it's very fierce. It's very protective of like her people. And so that's what I get is more of like the guides. I see like there's a lot of this like more grandmother energy kind of coming through. And it's like, I didn't live through all this. Like, I'm actually picking up on someone's passed over loved one. So there is some energies that are like very protective, like fighting energy, like Sekhmet, those kind of energies. But I'm picturing someone's actual passed over loved one, grandma energy coming through. And they're like, I didn't go through everything I went through. I didn't shove everything down. Because that's what I'm seeing in the olden days. Oh, this is a vintage tarot. Vintage wisdom. So I am picking up on like grandmother energy coming in. And they weren't allowed to speak up. They weren't allowed to do those things. So they put up with so much more than they ever wanted to. And they see that now things have changed, that times are different, and they're like, not again, not with, right? They went through it with their daughter, and they kind of saw the pattern in the cycle, and they're like, not with my granddaughter. It ends here. So let's pull a little bit more cards about this third party situation, because in it, like, you should feel very balanced and grounded. You should be in your power. And what I see from the power is that balanced dress, like that maiden and that protective high priestess energy. But because it's not grounded, it's stuck in this mental something. It's because someone else's energy is coming in and it's not your energy. And this person's like a lustful, the best I can explain is that they're just like really thirsty. So there's the birds of a feather flock together, but they're like, pay attention to me, and like maybe that other person does pay them mind, but now it's in their energy and they're going to come back and bring that in your energy, and it's just gunky. It's just like it makes you question your energy. Like, why am I feeling, why do I have my intuition and things telling me not to trust? Why do I have all this doubt within me? This person like assures nothing's going on, but my intuition, my guardian angel, my ancestors, and the feminine grandmother line is like screaming to like wake up. And what I keep seeing is like that choice is like, I feel a little bit of confrontation coming or something. I don't know. Let's use these ones to clarify. Because I see that choice, like, yeah, obviously that other person's going to need to make a choice if they're entertaining third parties. But I feel like, what do I see? I see the collective choosing themselves. And they didn't know that was a choice. I I also don't think that they know that they're really in a third party. It's like a hunch or a something. So the first card, oh, these are kind of interesting. I wonder what's on the back. But the first card is this all purple card. And there is 2 butterflies on it. And then what I thought was interesting is the next card, it's like the white. It's almost like there's color in the background, but then the image is like this white. It's the light coming through. And each of these birds seem to be like a white dove or which one's this? A goose, a swan. It's a swan, not a goose. Silly goose. I feel like drawing one more and then we'll have our story. And they say, let it drop. So, nice. I love sunflowers. So the last one that I picked out was this little pinky one. And that one kind of is now bringing in this. What is this? The flower of life. So when I first think of the flower of life, and as I put the deck down, there is a little bit flower of the life on top of each card. And that's kind of drawing me as well. So again, we've got this white butterflies that kind of, and now it's starting to get a little bit, this flower is now starting to get a little bit of color. And then the background is starting to white out. And that's because we got sunflowers illuminating the situation. So what does the back of this say? So here we are stuck in, which card did it go to? This third party situation. You're sitting there being kind and gentle. You don't want to go and accuse people, but you've got this look of like, I don't know, her face doesn't look gentle. And so as this one came, this one says, not what you expect. And that's what I get from this partnership is like, what do you expect? Well, you expected that commitment and that balance. The reason why I said geese is geese are loyal. They mate for life. And each year they'll always find themselves coming back to each other. But in this one, it's butterflies, it's not geese. And these butterflies are kind of like found these love doves, and there's this new situation that you didn't quite expect. This person, they kind of give off, what I'm getting is like the partner gives off gentle energy that you don't suspect that they would ever find a third party. So I think that's it, is like, no, like they're so like open, and they're so kind, and they're so loving, and they're so communicative. And so like, and that's what it was like, they keep coming home at the right time and doing the right things. But there's like something in their day where there is just extra free time and a place where extra energies have been merging and mingling with their energy. And you just don't expect it, because it's almost like, yeah, I don't know. It's like your spouse is just, it's just not, you never thought they would act that way. But you have this nudge, your guardian angels keep telling you like, listen. And so here, this one, all right, remember this one was that stood out was this. We have not what you expected. And in the reverse, it said oneness. So I do see a separation. It's just like, I really thought that my partner would never do this. And that's why it's messing with the mind. It's messing with the energy. You want to focus on it, but you can't, because it's almost like, no, they're too perfect. But behind the scenes, things just aren't what they seem. So this one, it's not what they seem with the oneness. And this one, as it starts to turn more into that softness and getting clarity, this one says guides and angels. I feel like you, and then the last one, let's just do it. it says meditation of 4, which is the square breathing. I'll just let you see. Meditation of 4. So here we had guides and angels, and over here we had guardian angel. And that's what I'm getting is like the person who is kind of going out and entertaining this lusty person, your energy is not even comparable. Like for you to even try to like, I don't feel like you fighting for their time and attention is even worth it. I'm seeing a little bit of regret or feeling abandoned. Not regret, you feeling hurt. Obviously, right? Something about winter time. They're showing me that this situation happened in the winter time. That you kind of had this inkling, or you okay, we're gonna go and yeah. So back in wintertime, things kind of changed. The routine changed. Like it said, they always did something so consistent, but at wintertime, for a short period of time, things were weird. And you kept bringing it to your partner and being like, hey, like, am I over imagining things? Like, are you kind of seeing someone else? Are you happy? Because they kind of maybe started getting more secretive, or, just briefer and things like that. And then, yeah, so I see from wintertime till now that this doubt, it's almost like you used to be this very loving, nurturing, you felt very safe and protected. You felt very, very grounded and powerful. You were like a fun, I'm seeing like fairy energy. You were just like, almost like that inner child was thriving. And then somewhere along the lines, you just started picking up all these extra things from your guides that were like, things just aren't right. And you as could be an empath, like, but you have like a bullshit detector, a lie radar. And you were like, hey, is like something going on outside of this? And they're like, no, like you overthink, you're too emotional, you're something. It's almost like a bit of possibly gaslighting or something, making you think that you're not seeing the situation clear. But we have 2 cards here that are saying your guides and your angels are speaking specifically through you. And so the fact that you keep getting this, and when you confront it, the 3D energy says one thing. But as this flower of life oracle, what it is like a circle of consciousness. And so that circle of consciousness kind of like loops to the next circle, right? Then they intertwine, and then it connects each way. So right? Each one of this is a circle that just kind of moved itself along the way. So like back in the day, they used to have like that little thing, like that spiral thing. You put your pen in the middle and you just draw circles. And then the more and more you do it, it draws like a picture. And you take that picture and it turns into like a 3D, what's the geometrical shape? It's almost like a mandala type thing. It turns into like a mandala 3D shape. I want to say like Toro, where the energy kind of turns into like a spiral or a cone. So that's kind of what's coming. It's like you shift your energy and your focus, and you grow and you expand and you get new consciousness. And so in the 3D, you see things how they are, but you also connect with the spirit realm, and it's giving you something else. And that energy in all areas of life usually match up, right? It's a pairing, like attracts like. But in this situation, what you see and what you feel is like oil and vinegar. It's like, it's repelling. So from that, I see you taking that person's word, because they're all like, oh, you always overreact. Oh, you're so hard on me. You're all these things. So from wintertime until now, you've been doubting yourself. I don't know if you're still in this situation, or if for some reason you kind of felt like I feel like, okay, two things I see. I see one person who has been stuck in it since winter, and watching this situation and always wondering, are they kind of seeing somewhere else? Is there this other outside energy? Again, energies can be third parties, could be like family, friends, work, obligations, things like that. But in this one, I'm getting that there is like someone actively trying to be a pick-me girl, right? This one here, she's like, pick me, pick me. Even though on the energy, like these ones are a good match. Like when it comes to life lessons and goals and planning and all this one's almost like fantasy, or like they don't match up. Like if anything, because this one is so pick me, I see like maybe they might dress, or okay, I'm seeing, yeah, like they might like, I don't know, I just saw like different forms of the feminine come through. So one of them was very lusty. One of them was more like the dark feminine, like they're like very seductive and like, I'm gonna seduce this person over to me. And then so when the person like comes over, I feel like they're not gonna let go of the first one, that it's all lies and hidden behind the scenes, and kind of try it out and then realize like it was just like a one-time thing or like two-time thing, and then wanting to go back, but because they've taken this person's energy back with them, that's where all this confusion is. That's one situation. And then another one where I said like that one was like a very dark feminine or like very lusty. I feel like they as this one is like almost an almost naked card. The other one I saw not so much use their body and like that kind of stuff, but I see them as the ultimate pick-me person, where it's like in this one it's like, oh, me and the wife are fighting or something, and then this one just seems to be like, yeah, well, if almost like kind of always trashing the feminine of this one. It's like, yeah, well, that's why I'm the better choice, I'm the something, like always being there. I see like in some cases like the other feminine being like gifts, like they're just a very giving person. But I feel like the partnership in this was so matched. You thought that it was like this lifetime committed, like geese don't just up and like abandon everything and go to the next one just because another one wants to, like, I'm hearing a bird call or something like that. Like their song can't like make them up and give everything. So Spirit, okay, rewind a bit. So the one that it's like where that's been going on, I feel like then they kind of came back, where they went over there, entertained it, and then now they're coming back. And that this has been going on since Christmas time. I said winter before, but maybe Christmas has something to do with it. But since winter till now, I'm just feeling like this whole time you look at them and you're just like, things are weird. Like, it's just like, you say everything's the same, but things aren't the same. Because this person, again, sees things physically in the 3D, can read energy, but also is connected to the guides. And the guides are feeding you so much energy. And that's why you're looking at them with a bit of doubt. For some reason, I'm seeing someone have no proof of anything, but they have this urge to leave their partner. And it's like their partner has been hiding this and lying, and they didn't think that you would ever find out. In fact, you still haven't really found out, but Spirit is like, hey, you have a choice, right? You choose you. Because as this said, it's not what you expected. There is no oneness. There seems to be this divide. It seems that there is this third option, and this third option was very seductive, and you know, it was like a flight, a fancy kind of energy. And all of spirit has been tattling on this. The guardian angels, and then as this one said, your guides and angels, like all of spirit. So okay, tons of angels, and then as it said, those guides, and the grandmother line. The grandmother line is like, we want you to be empowered, because there's been this thing that they've always been collectively trying to work through. What do they want? They want you to be able to incorporate this maiden energy, because as you look up to her, she, look how much like love she has. She like looks at this, and is that a hummingbird? Of course it is, because hummingbirds are ancestors, and she's like looking at them with so much like love, and they're nervous because they don't, okay, in this one, we said this is kind of like that crone energy, that high priestess. The high priestess, will say, is crone energy only because she can deal with the shadow stuff. She can do with the things that are thrown her way. She's very grounded. Look at all this power coming out of her. She's just like, zzz, like grounding it into reality. And then this one is the like maiden energy. And the maiden energy is so pure. And so here in the middle of it is the mother energy. So we've got the mother, maiden, and crone. But in the mother energy, between the two of them, the balance is off. And that's why they're saying be a little bit gentle with the process. Because again, they're bringing it to the beginning of this, where I was like, I didn't really know how these readings were going to come out. I saw Flower of Life and the Vintage, and I got that it was going to be a romantic energy. That's what I thought. I thought love was going to come out of this. So this third party situation is like this is not what I expected. So let's just read the back of not what expected. It says, today you may not be able to see or feel the wonderment of you. A limited belief or pattern you hold within you is covering the truth of you. Someone or something will enter your life and reflect back to you the wonderment and truth of you. It may be disguised as something you don't like, for what we are well trained in noticing that irks us. But we know at heart that all of our existence is love. So let all come to you. You are safe. Don't resist anything, and use your free choice and focus on what makes you good. You are on your way to things. You are on your way to feeling the marvelous wonderment of love. So here we are in the mother energy, and she just looks so. This almost reminds me of like the Four of Cups, where it's like, not, is this it? Is this the best of it? Because I feel like there's this energy over here entertaining all these other parties that are off doing the fun things, and this one's just like, am I only supposed to just sit here and accept all this behind the scenes? And then as it just kept going on, it said, today you might not be able to see or feel the wonderment of you, because I feel like someone else is bringing someone else's energy, and you're like, this isn't me. Like, it doesn't feel right. Like, why do I have this? Like, why don't I trust this person anymore? There's no reason for me to not trust them. But especially since wintertime, I feel a distance between them. It's almost like they did something that they regret, and since then, for some, I see like they're trying to like make it up to you, and you're like, why do they need to make it up to me? Like, something's weird. Or you're noticing that divide, and it's kind of going in different directions. The limited belief or pattern you hold within you is covering up the truth of you. The truth is, like, you have this feeling, you know what you know. There's no proof though. And the wonderment of you, like, you're awesome. You know that you love how you have that maiden energy. You know what it feels like to be balanced and protected. And for some reason, the energy is leaving a sour, dull, it's almost that Four of Cups is like apathy. It's like I'm not feeling excited, I'm not feeling empowered, I'm not feeling anything actually. I'm feeling very stuck. And the reason why you're stuck is because there's so many other people's energy in your energy. That's what was kind of clogging. It's gunky. And so Spirit is tattling on this person because I keep seeing them go and do it and think that you'll just be none the wiser. But you keep getting this, it's like an energetic newspaper. Every time it happens, and that's what they're saying. Every time, because for some, it was a one-time thing, and now they're like trying to make it up to you, and you just feel weird. But for some, I see an ongoing thing. And it's like every time they do it, it's like you get an energetic newspaper. All your ancestors, all the grandmothers before you, and your angels are like, this, and this. And you keep saying things to this person that like, they're like, how'd they know that? Like, it's like, I feel like I went out of my way to cover my tracks, but intuitively you say something that like triggers them. And so I see this person having so much doubt within themselves. And you just sit back and like watch it. Like, why are you even acting that way? If nothing happens, like I'm seeing they squirm a lot because they are a worm. So it may be disguised as something you don't like. Well, obviously you don't want someone to go out and cheat on you and find another partner or something like that. But at the end of the day, with this choice, the whole choice is like this third party at the beginning thought that, or like your partner, whoever's doing the running around, they thought that they had a choice. Do I stay with my family or do I go with this new one who I seem to have more fun with and more passion or whatever? Right? And they thought that they had the choice, and they're like, I don't know what to do. I'm so torn. My heart and my soul want different things. And in reality, it's like they don't have the choice because you have the choice. Even though you don't have the proof, you can take your energy and empower yourself. And so I see you being like, you know what? I'm just so tired of looking at you like WTF, man, energy. And you're going to take that maiden energy and that crone energy, and you're just going to be the triple goddess that you know that you are. So it said, disguise as something you don't like. Well, that thing that you don't like, that thing that irks us, because I keep getting like, there's just things of them that are just off, and that's irking you. And it's disempowered you since winter. So for a bit, I feel like their little lies and manipulation of whatever this is like a little bit of gaslighting. And you started to doubt your intuition. You're like, well, I feel this. Like, I feel like they're doing something behind the scenes. And it's like, no. Like, you make up so many stories in your head. And so now it's like you really stepping into your empowerment and like learning how your intuition works. So let it all come to you. You're safe. Don't resist anything and use your free choice and will to focus on what makes you feel good. You have free will in all of this. So let's say you never even ever get the proof. But this is not how you should look. Like, this is almost like a wedding dress. She doesn't look happy. And if you're not happy with who you're going to spend your, like, I don't know, when I think of marriage, I think of commitment forever, right? Until death do us part. And if you're not really happy, I just see this person feeling like they settled, feeling like an option, the last choice, an afterthought of something. I don't know why all these ones are coming out. I'm like, this video is already long. Like, we should be wrapping it up. Why are we getting more cards? But they say, don't worry, these are going to be quick. Okay, because there's a lot of cards that just came out. And they say, just read it really fast. Okay, so this one. Okay, so we have compassion. I feel like once you kind of like, from the winter till now, I feel like you're going to get, because your guides have been telling you so much that like they can't really hold up that facade for a while. Like, things are going to kind of come to the surface. As they always say, truth and time tell all. So time has finally been too much, especially for you to doubt yourself since the winter. And in this time, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna choose me. And I feel like by you doing that, you're gonna get this person kind of like coming back and being like, please, like, and finally like giving you the truth. Be like, it was a one-time thing, I'm so sorry, like I don't even know how it happened. And it's like, finally, like I got the truth. Like, why couldn't you have just like cared enough at that time that I was a mature enough person that we could have like worked through it, or at least had let me go then, not to string me along through all this. Because the next one we have is abundance. It's almost like by that person thinking that they can control all the situation and all the energy and all the truth, it kept you stuck and stalled for a bit. It cut you off from that maiden energy, that happy joy. You want to go out there and have fun and do things, but I feel like they were out there doing fun with other people, and that they were like, oh, you're always, and I feel like whenever you were really happy, they would be like, they would pick a fight with you so that you would doubt yourself. And that's what I almost see, is each time that you're like, yeah, let's go do stuff. And they're like, oh no, like, and they pick a fight with you, and then they'd storm off, and then they go to that other person, and then you would still be at home, and they just really wanted you to be there, just there. That's all I kind of get. It's like when I come home, they'll be there. But I don't see that they wanted to go and do much energy. That's why they'd sabotage it. Something like that. I don't know. I hope this is resonating with you. So the next one we got is gratitude. And so this gratitude, for some reason, is bringing me back to this compassion with the butterfly wings. Not all of them have butterfly wings, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing you, once you kind of realize, like, hey, I'm not getting anything of this. I'm getting the shit end of the stick. I got no abundance. You promised me all these things, right? Here you are. I promise. And I'm not thriving. I'm not happy. I don't have that balance. I don't feel protected with you because I don't trust you. And I don't trust you. And now because I don't trust you, and I'm choosing to believe you over what my guides are telling me, I don't trust myself anymore. So I feel like that's what the gratitude is. The gratitude is like bringing that power back to you, right? Getting that free will and that choice, and realizing that at the end of the day, you're the one that is accountable for making you happy. So the last one then we have grace in reverse. This one, grace in reverse. This is the third party energy. This one is the same as that strength card. It's that seductive energy. And I feel like, as the partnership said, they thought they were choosing between you and them. And then, sorry, I just gotta close my door. People are talking loud. They thought that the choice was between you and them. They really thought that they had all the power. Hey, look, the next card to actually come out is thought. And they thought that they had all the power. But by you going in and finally freeing yourself, like you being grateful for yourself and for this whole lesson, that's what I'm seeing. Is like you sitting here doing lots of thinking. And the more and more you think, you're like, hey, I'm not thriving. I'm not balanced. I miss being happy. I miss feeling safe. And so with that, you starting to be thankful for the things around you. I see you going back out since winter. I feel like winter till now, or about now, you didn't do much. I feel like you were just like really analyzing this situation so much. And so now you're like, okay, I have to be happy. I need to go out and do things for me. And with that comes this transition. So this transition, hey, let me get closer. Sorry, my foot keeps falling asleep, then it doesn't fall asleep. This transition, and that's what I got with that. Sorry, thoughts are going fast. You choose yourself. You took away the choice from them, then by taking the choice from them, I feel like the option of this other one no longer became shiny. Because really the main thing that they really want is the stability. And I get with this energy, it's more lustful and like a pick-me, as that said. This is a very thirsty, seductive energy. They just really want the male's attention, female's attention, partner's attention. We'll leave it at that. And then once that person giving them attention no longer has that stability, this kind of changes, right? The grace of them, they just don't have the same oomph to them. And I feel like that's when the transition will end. And so here we've got winter. And it's like, I feel like they thought that they had, especially with the thought card, they were kind of like enjoying the games. I don't know if they knew about you. I'm getting they did. And they didn't care. And so now I'm seeing her hold like, I see like a musical instrument or like a harp or something. It's almost like, and then the harp is showing me like world's smallest violin. And it's like the shininess and the everything of them kind of like fades. And then so once they kind of don't get that attention, I see them not being as like, this one kind of presents themselves as a seductive energy. Hold on. Okay. Well, I can't remember what thought flow I was in, but let's just wrap this up because I know the last video was a little bit longer. But what do I see here? I see you in this moment since winter. This moment has kind of made you doubt your intuition. How do you see things? I feel like you made a promise or a commitment to something that just has not been fulfilling you. It doesn't make you feel protected, doesn't make you feel powerful, and it most certainly does not make you feel balanced. In fact, it kind of like took away that spark or that joy and that fun, like, let's go do things energy. I'm excited about life, that fun child energy. And so with that, I just see a lot of like staying at home, sad, worried, concerned, just wondering, just being like, I just, the 3D and the 5D and the angels and all the things aren't matching up. It makes no sense. And that's because things just are not what is expected. It's not what you expect. And so there seems to be this other energy that has kind of taken this story in one direction. And with that, they became an option. They made you become an option. But the whole thing is like, you're not an option. In fact, you have free will and you're the one choosing. So if you want to stay in that energy, you're allowed to. Like, that's your prerogative. You can do whatever you want. But what I get from you is like this awakening. I'm seeing a transition within you. That's like, hey, I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this all winter. And there, right, from winter till now, it's like I deserve this abundance. I deserve more. I feel like you are around someone who promises a lot of things. They're a sweet talker. They know how to talk themselves out of whatever it is that it's almost like like I said, every time they would go out and like do it, you would say something that like intuitively, because all the guides and angels are like feeding you all this information. You're over here like doing your thing and they're like, say this right now. And it's a trigger for them. And they're like, how the hell do they know that? Like, do they know? Are they on to me? Is this like, and they think that they've got it like so smooth. They think that their lies are like, they've covered every angle. But yeah, it's almost like at the beginning it said, they show up just enough that you have that doubt, but there is that little bit of free time or wiggle room, and it seems that they're taking advantage of that. And your guides are telling you that everything within spirit is pointing to that. And so, as this one said, guides and angels. Oh, we're going to end. That's why I was like, I feel like it's wrapped up. It's done all that, but we do need to end up on this card. So, what I'm picking up is, this one says oneness. It was in reverse. Once you kind of take your energy back and you're like, I'm just not happy. Even if they lie, deny, at the end of the day, you're still not happy. This other person's still out and about entertaining third parties. For majority of this reading, it is another person. But for some, it's like they always choose work. They always choose their friends. They always choose their family over you. It's just like you are last place in it, and you're not the one in the abundance. You're not the one that they want to go hang out with and do things. So that oneness is you taking accountability for your own life. You choose you. You are balanced in your high priestess energy, the light and the dark, which that card comes down to protection. It's you getting your spark back and your power. And because you finally tap into that, I'm seeing this third party on the outside. For most, they know about you, and they don't care, because they're just like that fun time. Like, right, they come to me. It's like the energy goes to the person in this story, the gentle one, the reliable one, when things, right, like this person doesn't really want that full-on committed relationship. I'm hearing in some cases they do, but most of them, it's just like the art of seduction. It's like, I could steal your man type energy, and that's like the thrill for them. But once they get it, I don't know, every story is different. But then in some circumstances, I'm seeing as you take your energy back, once you leave, once you take away the stability of this third party relationship, and you rely on yourself and you find that balance within you. You don't need another person to provide those things for you that they never gave you. They seem to be lacking in that department for at least over a year, and who knows even before this story. Things like third party relationships don't just like happen out of the blue. Whatever they've been going through energetically is like kind of been manifesting under the surface for a while. They don't seem to be authentic in expressing their thoughts and feelings. But I see them coming back and being like, no, like I needed to learn. You're the one, right? Like, please have compassion for me. And I see them wanting to go back. And then once that kind of goes back, I'm seeing the third party, go into like angry energy. Like, what do you mean you don't want my energy anymore? Like, what do you mean you want that person? And now it's like a competition type thing. Then the third party will start to show their true colors, and it's gonna send them back even quicker. But I see you just being happy and grateful on your own. You're gonna crown yourself. I feel like you were just like waiting for someone to always give you your roses or like praise and that kind of thing. That mothering energy, like, and then that's what you tended to do, because all about it was like the protection of the crone and then the fun and innocence of the maiden. But in the mother, it's all about loving and nurturing. And I feel like that's what you did for this person, is like you just cared and loved for them so much, and you were waiting for that back. You're like, give me my props, my flowers, and it didn't quite happen. So you're gonna crown yourself, and be the king or queen that you are. So we have meditation of 4. It says, sit quietly and close your eyes. Breathe in for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 4, and pause for a count of 4. Repeat 4 times, then open your eyes. Do this 4 times a day within 4 days, and you will start to feel lighter. The vibration of 4 invokes a feeling of retreat, order, and balance. Hey, that balance. That's right. We want the protection and order and balance. This breath of 4 will bring in that mother, maiden, crone. I keep saying it in the feminine energies, but there's also the same as, right, the father, son, and elderly. I can't think of the energy. Grandfather energy. And so that's what I'm seeing, is like balance within us. The vibration of 4 invokes a feeling of retreat, order, balance, just like a square. And in this story, I see you retreating your energy, finding balance, and restoring. This might be a really good meditation breath to look into. Just like a square. Okay, just like a square, all that is built upon it is evenly distributed. 4 inspires you to clean up your foundation, your beliefs, and your fears. Not by getting rid of them, but by creating something new. Focus upon what feels good, and all of your negative vibrations fall away from lack of attention, and your highest path magically reveals itself. So I kept talking about foundation and how important it is to build on that. And I feel like the reason why this foundation is faulty or doesn't feel good is because someone's bringing in a third party energy. And someone in this reading doesn't know that they're dealing with a third party, and their energy is mixing into theirs, and it just doesn't feel right. It just is not right. And so that's why things aren't balanced. So it's saying like when you clean up this foundation, it's like you getting rid of fears. I feel like that fear is accepting reality, and like, again, truth and time will come out. But even if you never do get that proof, I think by you being last choice all the time and never having your cup full is something enough to kind of start the process of building a better foundation for yourself. Whatever it is that this person does, they're off with third parties. It might just be like they'd rather be around their friends than ever with you. Like, it's just you're just the last on their list of spending time with. And you deserve to have someone build a foundation that you feel strong and supportive and protected in. So yeah, it's going to inspire you by not getting rid of them, but creating something new. And that's that new path forward. That's you bringing in all of it. I feel like you have a very strong crone energy, and then you have very youthful, fun, vibrant maiden energy. But in the mothering energy, I feel like it's been taken advantage of, and it's been take. And in this, it's been abused and neglected or something like that. So within that coming back to you. And now getting to be the mothering energy that you always thought that you would be, because that's who you are. And it's weird because I see you being in this and being like, all right, this is this stage of life. This is how, like as a kid, I looked up to this moment, and being like, well, that's weird. Like, why am I so sad? Why am I so depleted? Why am I so lonely? Why am I all this? And so now it's like you building a better foundation and getting to be that loving, nurturing mother figure that you want to embrace. And it says here, by creating something new, you focus upon what feels good, and all your negative vibrations fall away from lack of attention, and your highest path magically reveals itself. So I feel like whatever this one is, especially because they're entertaining third parties, it never felt good. It never grew. And so I feel like that's negative. It's been a very negative experience because it's really messed with your mind since winter. And so the highest path, because you're not going to be focusing on that, I feel like that took all your life force. Not knowing the truth, doubting yourself, all this has just stolen your year. And so now it's saying like, you're not going to focus on that. You're going to focus on you. You're going to build your foundation. And so the highest path is going to unfold. And what's the highest path? I'm going to pull a new card. Well, it's change and finding center within yourself. Faith in reverse. I feel like it's like faith that things are going to change, but just trusting the process. And then over here, we have innocence in reverse. Not being so naive. And I see the ancestors in reverse as like, this is a pattern that they also went through. And that's why that's why the grandmother energy is coming through, because they're so invested in this. Because, like they said, like, they tried to help with their daughter, but they said, not with my granddaughter. Like, they want this to end. So we have expression. They want you to be able to express yourself, because when they were going through these patterns, they weren't allowed to stand up for themselves. They weren't allowed to do these things. So they're quite annoyed that someone has been lying, and it's like keeping you less than, treating you less than, because you're so much more. You're so powerful. And then the back of this is God and Goddess. Let's read this one and then we'll wrap it up. The God and Goddess are not separate from you. Because as I said, it was like Mother, Maiden, Crone energy, but there's also the masculine of it, right? The Goddess and the God side. Their stories enlighten you, describing the dance of the creative male and female forces within each and every person. You are part of the source, the cosmic heart of all, a willing participant in the external cosmic love affair between the physical and non-physical. God and Goddess, matter and spirit. Allow God/Goddess energy to enter your world. Softly and gently close your eyes. Imagine yourself floating in space, a black velvety matrix. All around you are shimmering, twinkling gold and silver stars. Float in this wonderful place of stillness and silence. Breathe in the silence. Through the stillness, you can hear whispers floating from your heart. Rest here and embraced by your soul, the essence of you. Breathe in love. Feel it illuminating and warming every corner of your being. Rest here in the safe arms of all. When you are ready, open your eyes and feel into the day. So I saw a couple parts I wanted to stop, and I was like, no, just read it all and then go back to it. You are part of Source, the cosmic heart of all, a willing participant in the external cosmic love affair. Well, there's a third party. This is a love affair. But Spirit's been telling you. So as it said, between the physical and non-physical, God and Goddess matter within you. So you're this badass God/Goddess, and you've been getting so many signs from Source. They've been like telling you and telling you and telling you, and they want you to step up into your power. And so that's what I'm seeing is like the 3D doesn't match the 5D, but you are getting so much from Spirit, so much clarification to trust whatever it is. Because the main thing that they want is for you to bring the balance and find that protection, because not everything is as it seems. There's just one energy that you unknowingly have in your field. And so it's time to clear that out. This one kind of, I think the third party, they see them as like a god or goddess because they're a very seductive energy. And they don't quite see that within you, which is like first mistake. You're very powerful. You're very wise, and you're in this transition phase. And so, yeah, let people make mistakes, let them do their authentic thing. But the main thing is you stepping into your power. I see you being disempowered for so long for trusting and believing someone else. But what is your heart saying? What is that black void saying? When you stop and meditate, your guides are giving you, it's this repetitive thing over and over and over and over. And Spirit's saying, listen to that. What is that reoccurrence thing? And now I'm hearing, I want to break free. And that whole breaking free isn't of them. I don't know. It's you breaking free of the mother energy. There's something to do with the mother energy, the mother, the father energy, and how you thought you were going to present yourself to the world. And I feel like you know that you're meant to love and be and give and thrive so much more. And you are. So do that breath of 4. As it said, 4 will bring you stability and a stronger foundation. And I feel like that this has gone on quite long. To wrap it up, I feel like this story is about a third party. This third party is someone who's pretty seductive. They kind of seem like wish fulfillment. You can go with this or you can go with that. And someone thinks they have a choice and they keep juggling the two. But by you taking your energy out of the equation, it's going to change the whole game. It's going to let them realize what they had and what they lost. And do you take them back? I don't know. That's your prerogative. But I see this as you stepping into your own power and finding your energy, finding that balance and protection, and tapping into goddess mode / God mode. And once you do that, it said the highest new path, right? By taking away your attention to the negative vibration, it will fall away. And from lack of attention, your highest path will magically reveal itself. So I see self-love, and I see a higher love coming in for whoever this story is for. And for that third party, I don't really like to tap into other people's energies, but I see by you taking out your energy, it's almost like that want to steal your man energy is no longer fun, and I see all that falling apart too. So boo-hoo. Right? So I don't know, just keep empowering yourself. You're awesome, and don't doubt yourself anymore. That's the thing that I feel is the I don't want to say saddest part or the most annoying part, or I'm hearing something trick of all. It's like their biggest trick of all was deceiving you into learning to doubt yourself, to think that you're less than. That's the one thing that I feel like Spirit's so angry at. Because you were this magical child, right? You were so colorful, and you're so wise, and you're such an old soul, and you're such a caring, kind, compassionate, mothering, fatherly, whatever energy. You care so much, and so to twist and manipulate someone of that heart space and make them think that they're less than, I think is what has pissed off Spirit so much. And I'm a little bit picking up in the reading. That's why they're like, hey, stop putting up with this. Don't put up with this. You're so much more. You're awesome. You're fantastic. You're wonderful. You're a god and goddess. All right, so we'll leave it there. I hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.